Raw Women's Championship, Becky Lynch, Shayna Baszler. Looking forward to this. I'm a big Shayna fan, and we have to settle the dispute right now. Let's not go any further. I don't care who wins this match as of this moment. I'm going to ask you first, RJ, what is in the beginning of the theme song? Is it a galloping? Is it a machine? What is it?
What's in the beginning of her theme?
Of Shayna's theme song. Because Alexis is like, oh, it's gears, obviously. No, it's a horse. It's galloping. It's the four horsewomen.
It does not sound like a horse.
It is.
It's not a horse. It's gears. It's gears grinding.
What? How is it gears grinding?
RJ.
What? I'm going to...
How does it sound like horses? It doesn't
go... What does it go? Nay.
Listen, like... right here. Listen, I'll play it. Wait, damn it, it just cut off. Let me go to I gotta find the intro. One sec.
It's not a horse.
That's not a fucking horse.
That's gears.
It's galloping.
Oh my god, have you even seen a horse in fucking person?
Yeah. It's definitely galloping.
He said...
Listen, I used to ride horses as a kid, I know.
Oh god, so did I. That's not what they fucking sound like.
April Fools.
Weirdo.
Raw Women's Championship, I think Shayna's got to win, but I don't think it's set in stone. I think there's a very good chance Becky retains, and they save the moment of Shayna winning, like squashing her in 2 seconds until like SummerSlam. So I'm going to say Shayna wins, but I do think there's a chance that Becky retains. So Alexis, what say you? Who goes over here?
Shayna's kicking her ass, I think.
I think she goes in there and just kills her. That's what I really want to say. That's
absolutely.
what I hope to say. So,
especially because like it's very interesting to me about how Becky's been very arrogant lately.
Yeah, so exactly.
That's definitely going to play into effect. So
she gets cocky and she gets murdered, and I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
1 year since she won the belt. There's nothing more, no one else to face. Obviously, Shayna's winning the belt eventually. Otherwise, I mean, I guess it could be a Nakamura all over again where she never wins the belt, but that would be dumb. I think they pushed her hard enough. I mean, after she won that Elimination Chamber match in like 10 seconds at, a month ago at Elimination Chamber, how can they not have her win here? I guess it's WWE, but I think there's a very good chance she wins. That's my pick as well. RJ, does Shayna run through Becky, or is it a competitive match? Either way, who wins?
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I mean, Becky wins.
What?
Wow.
Mr. Marceau, the spoiler.
Etiquette. You guys need to get tested.
Oh my god.
I think this will happen. I think Becky will get her ass kicked. She'll get killed and win like some fluky ass way. Like she'll fucking like roll her up or something. Kind of like what happened to Shayna when we went to
Ember Moon. I was just about to say a takeover Philly.
Her ass. Everyone's like, "Oh, Becky's gonna lose. Oh, she's gonna lose," and then she'll somehow win. And then the next time they face, Shayna will be able to beat her. But like, it'll at least open Becky's eyes as a character. Like, you're not as like badass as you think you are.
Yeah. No, okay. I can see it.
The end goal is Shayna winning. I just like, if she wins, like, where do you go from here? Like, yeah, she'll. The issue is they don't have any other women that I trust them. Like, if they don't have any other developed women on Raw that Shayna could face, like, who's she gonna face? Fucking Natalya? Like, who cares? She kicked her. That's another issue. Is like they had Shayna kill all the people on Raw. That if she beats Becky, what else is there for her to do? But they had another shake-up like fucking 5 months ago, and they'll have her beat up all these people on SmackDown. Like, I think, like I said, Becky will get her ass kicked, but she'll somehow win.
Yeah, they got to prolong the feud as long as possible until Ronda Rousey comes back, which I don't know if it's possible right now, but having her get involved is inevitable. I think.
RJ, what you just said about what was it, like Becky beating everybody reminded me of like last year. Ronda was like beating everybody. There was literally nobody left for her to face except for like Becky. It was mostly just Becky and then Charlotte, I guess, because they just
But the issue,
that's why they're just gonna put her in there.
The issue that you run into when you do that is that when Ronda beats everybody and then she leaves, then you're just left with a bunch of losers.
Yeah, exactly. And they had nobody, and then they like at this point they had to take somebody from NXT.
I know.
To beat her. Like, come on.
Like I said, I think Becky wins, but she gets her ass kicked the whole fight and wins miraculously. Then they just like story them this long. Maybe eventually they have Ronda come back and they like kind of like Becky loses and she kind of veers towards Ronda again. But I mean, I just don't think at this point they'll have her lose.
Yeah,
Right.
either way, like you said, I think the end game is getting the belt on Baszler, because I think that's the best possible course of action, just because I think Becky is infinitely better in chase mode. Like, Stone Cold Steve Austin was not champion for more than 6 months at a time, because the guy was always better as a chaser. Daniel Bryan, same thing. I think, she's the type of person, Becky, given her current character, whether she was the man or the Irish last kick or whatever, she's always been better in chase mode, which is why people were so hot for her last year going into Mania, and she's kind of fizzled off a little bit since then because of that, I think, and because she has no competition.
A little bit. I think she's still very over.
No, she's still very over. Yeah. No, for people to say, oh, she's completely ruined, like, listen, dude, who's ruined? Natalya. She's a fucking loser.
Oh my God, Natalya sucks.
She's damaged goods. I think Becky's perfectly fine. She sells a lot of merch, very popular. I think she's okay. She's not like as badass as she was a year ago, but she's still pretty much up there. And these promos that she's been cutting on Raw have been great. So I'm looking forward to the match. The aftermath should be interesting as well.